We're talking quarterback battle to lead today's Ohio State football report. Lincoln Kienholz and Julian Sayin involved in the Ohio State scrimmage over the weekend. Sounds like Kienholz was the one who outplayed Sayin, though. We'll break that down here in depth in a moment. And we will have more updates for you on the quarterback battle and more between now and, of course, the regular season and all kinds of Ohio State football coverage. Hit that sub button, youtube.com/GoBucks. Get more free Ohio State football YouTube videos by subscribing. The Saturday scrimmage has come and gone for the Buckeyes. The final hour, 15 and change or so, of Saturday's practice was open to the media and to students, and by all accounts, is what was visible to the media and students was that Lincoln Kienholz had the edge. Here's what Stephen Means over at Cleveland.com wrote. Kienholz had the strongest day of the trio. He led 2 touchdown drives during a team period, including one where he ripped a 40-yard pass down the sideline to Carnell Tate. If you were looking to see who could be the most consistent on Saturday, Kienholz fits that description. The quarterback battle is very much on and underway. I am not going to overreact to the first couple days of spring practice and some scrimmages and suddenly change my opinion. I think that Sanna ends up winning the job, but that doesn't mean that Kienholz is out of the competition or that he's not making it a very real battle, and it sounds like the winner will end up earning it. It won't just be given to somebody. Ryan Day will end up picking the best one. He still wants to win games now. If Sanna needs another year of development, okay, then he can go compete with Tavian St. Clair next year. By the way, it seems to be kind of just like the clear-cut third guy there in the end. So when it's all said and done, week 1 of the college football season, who is the starting QB for Ohio State? LK for Lincoln Kienholz, JS for Julian Sayin. This is the pinned comments, by the way, on today's show. So if the ad comes here on YouTube, great. Take advantage of it. Head down there and let me know, LK or JS. Again, this is still very early on in the process. It is also not the first time that there's been some report of, Sayin didn't have his best stuff today. Lincoln kind of had a better day. That's not worth ignoring. You should pay attention to that. And if it continues to kind of remain the case, remain how things go, that's noteworthy. Now, there's always, of course, the gamer element that, one guy's better in games, but we haven't really seen either guy in a game. The bowl game a year ago was asterisk that. I almost ignore it. He didn't play well. Kienholz didn't, but, it was backups in the game they weren't locked in on, and, Sayin had a throw, a couple throws in the game. So I don't really value that at all. I don't think the impact from Kienholz for what amounts to a game really matters all that much. This will be fascinating to watch unfold. It will be. Now, of notes, the QBs did take some hits on Saturday as well. That was per Buckeye Huddle. Sayin and Kienholz were in the touch category. St. Clair was full live contact, which is kind of like, someone's got to get hit. Let's make the freshman get hit there in the end. Kienholz was not as highly touted of a recruit coming out as Julian Sayin was. Sayin was the 5-star. Kienholz was the 4-star. Top 200 versus top 10 in their respective classes. But that's also recruiting rankings. Sometimes those aren't accurate when it's all said and done. Now, of note, is worth remembering that last year around this time, Devin Brown had outperformed Will Howard at Student Appreciation Day. And the next main step forward in the battle is in about a week. The Spring Showcase on less than a week, on April 12th. That will be worth monitoring. We will, by the way, have winners and losers coming out of that. So do keep that one in mind. We'll talk recruiting here in just a second. But first, today's show is made possible by Game Time. Game Time makes getting tickets even faster and easier. And prices on the Game Time app actually go down as we get closer to first pitch. Now, maybe it's puck drop for the Blue Jackets as opposed to if you don't live near the Guardians or the Reds. But it works for all kinds of sports, not just baseball. You can get last-minute deals on the Game Time app. Save up to 60% off buying last-minute tickets for sports, concerts, comedy, theater, everything else in between. Game Time Picks makes last-minute tickets buying easier than ever by quickly hiding the best deals in the stadium or the arena or wherever, or the theater, wherever you are going to for your next big event. your purchase covered by the Game Time Guarantee, which is if you find tickets in the same section and row for less, Game Time will credit you 110% of the difference. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create your account, use code CHATSPORTS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms do apply. But again, create your account, redeem code CHATSPORTS, CHATSPORTS for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, the lowest price, all guaranteed. We've got more commitments for the Ohio State Buckeyes. These continue to flow in. Been a good week and a half, 2 weeks, somewhere in that ballpark there. OSU landed 2 of them over the weekend. First up is, I'm going to pronounce it Simeon, or it might be Simon. Again, I don't have high school pronunciation guides. So, Mr. Caldwell, I apologize if it's wrong there. Maybe he's not a mystery, but who cares? Caldwell committed to the Buckeyes last Thursday. He is a top 100 recruit in the class of 2026. He is a 4-star linebacker. Of note, might end up playing safety when it's all said and done. He is number 12 ranked player in the state of Florida. Also, he is Tim Walton's nephew. So maybe that one wasn't a huge surprise with how it all played out in the end. Of note, by the way, Caldwell has also canceled official visits to Miami, to USC, and to Notre Dame, a pretty good sign, much like Chris Henry Jr. This one's actually done. He's not going to be a commit and a flip, which I think is even maybe less common these days with the way NIL works out. Here's what Caldwell said. They have a plan for me, playing both safety and linebacker, but for them, it's safety right now. Coach Rich said he could use me a number of different ways because of my versatility, so that is good. Of notes here, you had Matt Patricia a couple days ago talking about how he wanted to use more big nickel stuff. A safety linebacker hybrid would fit that pretty well. It is another commitment for the Buckeyes, so as we like to do here, spam OH in the comment section of today's show, and bonus points if someone, not you, responds IO. Another commitment here, also in called the back half of the defense, the spine of the defense. 3-star linebacker CJ Sanna, I think I'm pronouncing that one correctly at least, go to the Buckeyes on Friday. He hails from the state of Ohio, by the way. Just a 3-star, but one of the more higher-ranked 4 stars, or 3 stars, I'll guess, inside the top 450 at 449 overall from Tangi, by the way, so not too far away. 20th ranked player in the state of Ohio. Given the offers that he has, and you can kind of, break things down, that the timing comes in not long after, or before his visit, I should say. Wisconsin, Iowa, Cincinnati, my alma mater, Miami, Ohio, Michigan State, Purdue, Indiana, Missouri, Maryland, Iowa State, West Virginia. OSU stands out as a more prominent offer, and probably one of those, given where he grew up. Hey, Buckeyes offer, let's go. This is not one we need to think too long about for Sanna and his family. Here's what Bill Kurelic said of CJ Sanna. He's the first 2026 linebacker commit for the Buckeyes. For their 2025 class, the Buckeyes signed Eli Lee as a middle linebacker, and Sanna seems to fit the same mold. He runs well and make plays. I see Sanna as a guy who may be able to get into the 2 deep for the Buckeyes sometime in his second season for OSU. And under the tutelage of James Laurinaitis, I think Sanna can develop into a quality starter for the Buckeyes by his 3rd year at Ohio State. So to recap some of the recent adjustments and movements and all the new commitments, Maxwell Riley, 4-star offensive lineman, same with Sam Greer, 3-star interior offensive lineman Tucker Smith, Blaine Bradford, the 5-star safety, Simeon Caldwell, Simon, again, not sure the pronunciation, the top 100 linebacker who will probably play safety for the Buckeyes when it's all said and done. Chris Henry Jr., who did, by the way, shut down his recruiting, so he's locked in to Ohio State. Again, I told you guys I wasn't worried about it. Jacob Weatherspoon, the 4-star athlete. Corbin Fordham, the 4-star tight end. 3 stars then with Jaden Ricketts at wide receiver. And another recent commit in CJ Sanna. If you made it to the end of today's video, thank you. We appreciate that. You guys are awesome. Clearly you enjoy the show. So if you haven't already, then double do us a favor here. Like the video if you haven't already. It would be great to have a nice growing habit of just always giving us that like. It's free, it's simple, helps the channel grow. So please and thank you, like today's show for me.